I'm Anita Coolidge, and tonight my guest is Farhad Sorourifar, whose company, passion, organization is NASA and we'll let him tell us what that is, because it is a way of bringing peace into the world. Farhad, thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Good to see you again.
Tell us about NASA.
Well, first of all,
what is it?
What is it? Right, good question. National Association of Solar and Electric Vehicles, NASA for short. And we just basically what we do, we're an industry association for electric cars and solar power. And we've been a big advocate of this technology for about a quarter of a century. And it's been my passion since school, back in the day. Back in high school, I started my first paper for senior year. I did a report on how to build an electric car. I went to college, studied electronics, and learned about solar industry and electric cars, and just moved on from there.
And you are from Iran.
That's what my parents tell me.
Which of course has a lot of people feel that our tug of war with the places where we can access oil. But that is actually what's causing a lot of war in the world. So not only, well, tell us more about.
These are very good questions. Usually people ask me about the technology part of it, not my personal life. That's very good. Yeah, I was born in Iran, and my family moved here right before the revolution in Iran in 1977. And yeah, then I was in high school when we had that hostage crisis, and a lot of people. I went through some tough times in high school. Just the fact that Iranian government was holding American hostages, and it was just some political games because of the revolution that just had happened. They had to keep the people busy with something, create this devil and all this stuff. And so, yeah, I went through some tough times because it wasn't like right now we're distinguishing those terrorists versus all other Muslims or Arabs. You know, we didn't think of, you know, all those guys are the bad guys. But it wasn't like that back then. It was like Iranian people are, you know. So I went through some tough times back then, and it was challenging. And I learned a lot about politics and business and oil and all the things that's. It's interesting that what I'm doing right now has roots all the way back for all these things I've done over the years. And yes, you're right. Wars do happen over national interests. You know, it's been happening for thousands and thousands of years. And right now, it's energy. It's oil.
Yes. So tell us about what you are really promoting. What are you promoting and how are you doing it?
Well, we are promoting the solar power and electric cars because they're a perfect fit. Renewable energy for millions of electricity use, and now we can use that for our transportation, a major use of fossil fuel, which is destroying the planet. We're going to wars, spending $1 trillion over these ridiculous wars over the last 10 years. Over $1 trillion that we could have covered the continent, the whole United States, coast to coast, with solar panels. And these solar panels could have provide fuel for electric cars for the next 35 years. But instead, we wasted. We've got thousands and thousands of, tens of thousands of broken families in the, you know, thousands of dead people, Americans, and hundreds of thousands of Iraqi people just dying, getting disabled. Families are being ruined. Our country is going broke. We're going bankrupt over this ridiculous product, oil specifically. And we have the solution. We have the solution right here at hand, renewable energy, and make electric cars and have charge stations, what they call, there's several issues that people don't think about it. Like, for example, they think, okay, if you don't use tax, if you don't have oil, then gasoline, then how are we going to, if people are going to plug in their electric car, then how are we going to pay for the taxes? Billions of dollars in taxes that we're generating through sales of oil, gasoline at the gas pump. Well, we can gas the electric just the same way with at the charge stations. That we're proposing charge stations with renewable energy. Wherever the cars park, there are three major areas that cars park. It's at your home, it's at the shopping, and work. And we can have charge stations at all major places. And your car, when it's sitting, and the car, the interesting thing is that your car, average cars, sit over 22 hours a day. In 24 hours, on the average, I mean, there's some people obviously with taxis and police cars and ambulance and all that, but and we have this, there are companies that they do switchable batteries that you can drive up into a place like a car wash and switch your battery within a minute and put a new battery in it. But typically you can charge, we're talking majority of people, over 80% of the cars are sitting either at home, work, or shopping over 22 hours a day. Yeah, so
we don't think about that.
We don't think about that, and it can be plugged in. We can have, we're installing solar carports all across the country for electricity, and now what we've been promoting and talking about for over 25 years, it's coming to fruition, and I'm so glad to be alive and finally see this, my dream that I've been talking about turning blue. Turning blue, interesting. That we have the solution right here. We don't need to ruin the planet, the environment, inhale our health that people don't talk about or think about. We're breathing carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is the deadly gas.